Here's Pete. Pete writes to us, hey, buddies, did Fez foot the bill for yesterday's lunch? Did Ron get his steak lobster and his $15 asparagus? Did you allow Earl to join you, or did you make him sit in his own section? Pete. Well, Pete, we did go out. At the last second, Fez takes us out to a really nice place, Bobby Flay's place. Bar Americane, is that it, Fez?
Bar Americane on 52nd.
Very nice place. Fez says no steaks for us, though. We had this. So I had a swordfish with baby dill pickles, I guess. No, baby gherkins. I gotta tell you, Fez, was delicious.
Those were I've seen baby gherkins before. Mm-hmm. These were the babiest of the baby gherkins.
They were actually fetus gherkins.
Is it true what they say, tinier, tastier?
No, it was actually very tasty. You had a nice salad, right?
I had a Cobb salad. I've never had anything like that before in my life, and it was delicious.
Well,
it was so good.
It's hard to believe you've never had a Cobb salad before, but you've had one now and you feel good about it. Dave had the Kobe burger, which I refused to eat because the Lakers fucking just sucked up the place. 3 games. I will not eat a Kobe burger before that. For me, if it's Kobe now, Fez, it's garbage. Like, I'll say take the Kobe out, or you belong in a Kobe can.
Even if it's Kobe Japan?
I call that garbage Japan.
Those poor people.
I had an upset stomach, too, like last night, and I'm not attributing it to whatsoever the place. I'm attributing it to probably some of the puppet juice, but also the guilt that I had of eating a Kobe burger, because the guy ruined my whole entire life.
Well, I won't eat a rape burger. I will not sit there and eat a rape burger anymore. I have in the past, but no more.
Rape burgers.
So, no, Earl was punished and did not go with us. And Earl, would you say right now you're out of the gang? You're no longer part of the gang?
No, it's just I had a couple things I needed to take care of.
No, you didn't. We didn't invite you.
Well, I wasn't that also, but I also...
It was a good old-fashioned shunning, and we walked right past you.
You will not be going out with us today either. You are on the outs with us. Oh. And Dave, you're on the outs with me. You're not with Fez. Don't make me tell the fucking story. I'm furious with you right now.
All right.
I'm furious. And guess what you're doing after the show today?
Staying home.
No, you're making a phone call.
Okay.
Fucking hat-in-hand phone call.
All right.
And if I find out you're shooting off your pie hole again, I'm going to beat you with a shovel. I'm going to beat you with a shovel, and then through your dying dust, make you dig your own grave.
And you better pray to L. Ron Hubbard or whoever your god is that phone call goes well.
Why do you assume he's a Scientologist?
He's creepy.
He's Catholic. He's creepy. He's Catholic. He's above you, really, on the pecking order of Christianity.
Oh, that's right. He's the albino monk from Da Vinci Code.
Silas. Did you read Da Vinci Code, Fez?
No.
Oh, I thought that was one of the... 40 million people read this book, and you're not one of them.
I'm waiting to see the movie.
Yeah. Well, you know what? The movie will probably be better because who wants to read about people running and jumping and, you know what I mean? It's like an action book. Like when I'm reading the book, I'm like, I like some of the like little tie-in things, but I don't want to hear, oh, the car was careening, so I ran. You know, it's fucking embarrassing.
If I'm writing a book about someone running, half the pages are just going to be huffing, puffing, huffing, puffing, where I fill up a lot of pages that way.
So you're going to write a book now?
Oh, I could. If I ever got the whim.
The wind is more like it. You watched a little basketball last night, Dave? You want to give us a little NBA update?
I did. Once again, my Phoenix Suns 130 over the despised LA Clippers 123.
Yesterday, I heard you say you were jumping from the Lakers to the Clippers.
It's done. That's off. There's no stopping Steve Nash. The single greatest player of all time, 31 points and 12 assists.
How was his ankle?
Game.
The guy is retarded.
If Fez, you score 31 and have 12 assists, your ankle's doing okay. You're not going to do that on a bad wheel.
He could have set the underwater breathing record last night as well as he did.
Here's Peter. Peter, you're on Run Fez.
Hey, Ronnie.
Yes.
Is Earl out of the circle of trust?
I really believe that he is. He's out of the circle of trust. And here's the thing that kills me. I loved Earl like a brother until yesterday. I took Earl out with my family last week.
Yeah, I think Earl peaked, man.
Yeah, you definitely peaked, Earl.
I think yesterday was a bad day. It's just it was gloomy and whatnot.
You know what? If Earl wasn't in fucking problems with me, if we didn't have problems, I'd be extra furious with you. And then this little prick, after I hear the news from you, Fez,
Right.
I call him last night. He doesn't call back. Mr. 9 to 5 doesn't call back.
It was I did go to bed right before you called, and that's the truth.
You don't hear a phone ring.
What happens in the morning when you wake up?
I put my phone in silence.
In sprawling Albino Manor, where you live, it's too far away from your
Why
bedroom to hear
have a phone and have it on silence? What if something happened to your family?
Well, that's a good point. It doesn't really make too much sense.
I bet I don't have the family line, Fuzzy. I bet I have the work line, because he's Mr. 9 to 5.
You got the silencer. The silent.
Is that right?
The silent but deadly. That's what you got, Ronnie.
The fart line. That's what you fucking gave me.
No, I didn't.
Fart line may help you. Eastside Dave.
No, I gave you the good line. It's just
And you wouldn't have gotten treated to that lunch either if I had known what was going on.
You know, as a matter of fact, you owe him $23 for that burger. That's a $23 burger and that little dessert, which was delicious.
The Blueberry Merlot Sundae.
yeah, that was good.
Oh, here's the thing. You hated our waiter. Our waiter was a great guy. Our waiter came around. We were like eating on the Food Network. He was explaining this and this. You're embarrassed around a waiter?
Yeah, what
You get all tongue-tied and weird.
No, it's sort of like the elevator thing, but why do you keep talking to us?
He's
Keep it-
explaining about the restaurant. He's proud of it. He's telling us about the food with the chef.
He was ordering me how to
He
eat
told
my
you to
burger.
slow down. You were fucking. It's a nice place to eat. You're eating it like you're standing in front of a goddamn burger cart out on the street.
Not just that, Ron.
What an animal. When you're eating like Jughead or Wimpy shoving hamburgers in your face, that a waiter has to tell you to stop and enjoy your meal. It's not going
You know
anywhere.
what he said it to was the 3-year-old. Like you're worried he's going to choke after a while.
He gave me three different sauces for my fries. By the way, each of which was fantastic. But the one thing was, one was a sort of weird mayonnaise pepper sauce, and he said try with the fries. So I did. And then he comes back 5 minutes later. So how was that mayonnaise sauce? It was great. Did you try it with the burger yet? No. Well, try it with the burger. Basically, is what he says.
And then, like an animal, instead of like putting some on your your knife and putting it on the burger, he attempts to dip his burger into this little tiny bowl that they had.
Yeah,
for
I
you.
tried to give it nacho treatment. It sort of looked like regular nacho cheese.
And you left big hunks of bread in there. It was very disgusting. But then here's the problem. So why he's taking a beat down? You say that the server served us wrong.
Yes, he did serve us wrong. It's serve on the left, clear on the right. Serve on the left, clear on the right. Over
All right.
the patron's left shoulder.
All right, but here's the problem. At the table, we were in a booth. You were to my left, so he came by. He served on my right.
Right?
So he didn't have to lean across you.
No, he should have leaned a little bit across me.
It would have been a lot. I mean, he would have had to put a plate all the way in front of your face.
2 feet.
Yes, instead of 2 inches, the way he served to me. Now, I've never been a waiter before. Have you, Fez?
Never.
Now, so I never heard this, that you serve on the left and then you bust on the right, basically.
Yeah, I mean,
You clear on the right.
he apparently hadn't heard it either, because he's
But
not a waiter
has
with talent.
anyone else?
Yeah,
I mean,
this is a real deal.
well-known thing.
This is
Not just someplace where you've worked.
any 4-star and above. It should be serve on the left, clear on the right.
And what is
Any
the
place.
reason for that?
It's just old school. It's just.
But everything has a reason, Dave.
Is
You
it
know-
like a sanitary reason where you're
No,
taking dirty dishes away
it's-
one direction?
It's tradition. It's this like I was saying, it's why do people take their hats off at the national anthem at the baseball?
Respect.
And
Oh, that was easy.
You would show respect for the country and for the flag. That's why you take the hat off.
and they have to stand too at the
Yes. All that is done for respectful reasons. It's not just done for no reason. So I have never heard this. I've never been a waiter before.
Yeah.
You may be right. My problem with you is most of the things that you say are so crazy that if I happen to know them, I know that they're false. Here's one that I have no knowledge about, but I have the feeling that you're just insane.
No. This is something that I was taught by my great maitre d', Phil. I won't give his last name. He had to retire due to alcoholism, but he was
Latardo.
He sounds like the best.
he was a great waiter. Or no, I'm sorry, maitre d' at the Warren Hotel in Spring Lake, New Jersey, and says anyone who knows about waiters.
This was a very classy hotel you worked at. You're
Yeah.
saying, yeah.
Anything 4-star or above is serve on the left, clear on the
Then
right.
why are you so mean to waiters? Why do you act like they shouldn't interact? We really hit it off with that guy, and it was a very nice time with him. We were talking about foods. We were talking about Bobby's Flay, and it was very nice.
We were talking about the restaurant. I found it really interesting.
Yeah.
And helpful, by the way.
I go to the
He was
guy.
inviting us back at other times, bringing us back for a brunch.
And every time the waiter would walk up to the table, Eastside Dave would get real red face and cringe, like
Yeah.
here he comes again. Then anytime the guy would walk away from the table, he'd mutter some insult under his breath.
I don't know whether you noticed this, but you be the waiter, and I'll be Eastside Dave.
Are you enjoying the sausage?
Okay, yeah, thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
that one
Thank
sausage.
you. Thank you. And he was trying to send them away, no matter what happened.
Yeah, then it's like you had those 3 different sauces to go with your meal. You didn't know what they were halfway through your meal because you didn't listen to the guy who told you what they were.
Well, the thing was
I'm pissed now.
Pushy Peter. I sit down, and as soon as I sit down, I go, I'd like a Kobe burger, medium well. I have my little order
Right.
out there, and then as soon as I say it, he goes, Kobe meat should not be eaten medium well, sir. Make
No.
it medium.
No, he did not say that. He goes like this. It's 30% fat. The taste is in the fat. The chef recommends that you have it no more than medium. But he says, you are the customer, so what you say will be okay.
I didn't hear that last part.
I swear to God
I was
he did.
seeing red at that point.
I swear to
did
God
not
he
hear
did.
it.
He just tried to tell you the best way to order the food, since you don't normally have Kobe burgers in your life.
No, I don't.
He was
that's why-
totally trying to say that, but you kept interrupting him.
Yeah, okay, thanks, yeah, go away. Here's Hugo, you're on Ron and Fez.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, buddy boy.
I just want to point out, Dave,
Yeah.
serve from the right, take from the left.
No.
Big dummy.
No, what state are you from?
Pennsylvania would be Philly.
No.
Pennsylvania.
No, it's definitely not. It's serve on the left, clear from the right, which makes more sense.
Makes
Why?
no sense.
Why would one make sense more than the other? I'm not saying who's right. I just know nothing about serving.
Because most people are right-handed, and so you probably want to get their dishes away from them. I
mean, either way that you do it,
Yeah, it is kind of weird now that I think about it.
yeah. So, but you were furious with him for not doing it.
Well,
yesterday.
here's the thing, Ron. Here's the main thing. Even if it was that way,
Yeah.
he was crisscrossing all over the place. Like, he served me on the left and cleared me on the right. So he did me right. But then he does you wrong, and I believe he might have done Fez wrong. So it's like, well, which one? You have to choose one of them. You have to stay left, right, or
Why?
right, left. It's the way
Why
it's
do
done.
you? Here's Brian, you're on Ron and Fez.
I hate to say it, but Dave's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
You serve from the left with your left hand. You clear from the right with your right hand. That way you don't clumsily cross across the customer or invade a conversation.
But he was, in the case that we're talking about, we're in a booth. I am in the back right. Dave is in the back left. So he served me from the right.
It all goes in the toilet.
Yeah. See, there you go, Dave.
There you go. He's right.
We were in a booth. If he wouldn't have done that, he would have had to serve across you. And that's never the correct thing to do.
That's 10 times ruder than just not paying attention to left or right.
He would be taking my wonderful swordfish sandwich, sticking it under you. You would have some drippage from your nose. I'm going to end up with it.
Ugh.
After you drank puppet water all day.
No one said there isn't skill about being a waiter. I am refined. I am, Mr. Restaurant. I know how to operate.
Then why were you furious with a waiter that was hitting it off with the people that were at the table?
I didn't feel like he was actually. I think you guys were being courteous to him.
We were enjoying it. We were interested in the restaurant. We wanted to come back. We were having fantastic food. He was telling us what everything was going, what we could expect on a brunch.
You didn't think he was interruptive at all?
No.
Every 5 minutes he's back. We're trying to talk about topics and stuff, and
Nobody was talking about topics. We were talking about food. There's no big business that we have.
No, I
Our
didn't-
one rule yesterday
didn't
was
even-
Earl's out. That's all we had. That's the only topic of discussion.
Meeting adjourned.
Yeah, which Earl says he doesn't care. He had some stuff to do that doesn't help the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that works.
I just meant we were talking about topical things, like we were talking, basketball and stuff and this and that. And every 5 minutes, it's like, well, why don't you pull up a chair, Mr. Waiter? Because
I
you
would have
apparently
loved for
want
the man to pull up a chair.
Well, he wanted it to make it a 4-top. Come on, make it a 4-top. Then.
All right, relax.
I wish
Put him in the producer's booth, Ron.
You've blown this out of proportion, and it's all silly talk.
I wish he had sat down and you had gotten up, Dave, and started busting tables.
From
the left. I will.
Well, you bust from the right.
Ah, damn it.
We'll find it out. Just serve from the left.
Hey,
Clear from the right.
I'm spare Saturday nights and their Sunday brunches if they want some help. I'll teach that Pat Riley looking motherfucker how to be a real waiter.
He did call him Pat Riley after he left. Sorry, Pat Riley. I eat the way I want to eat. Joe, you're on Ron Fez.
Hey, what's up, buddies?
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, the guy was back every 5 minutes because he's looking for a tip. It's a fancy restaurant, and you expect the guy not to come back and, see how you're doing. He's telling you all this stuff because he's making $2 an hour.
Well, first of all, this guy was probably not making $2 an hour. I could tell at this restaurant they're probably making $10 an hour plus tips.
Yeah? Don't offer themselves?
No question about it. But, second of all, I just need no one needs 5 minutes. That's, what kind of children? 2-year-olds need 5 minutes.
And this was another thing that had me furious yesterday. So we're having this lovely lunch. Beautiful girl working there as a hostess. She's a black girl. Dave keeps referring to her as Twana Brawley to me.
So wrong.
Or Rosario Dawes. I said one.
Whatever. The fact is, it's really embarrassing.
There was just a little resemblance.
And Dave, just so you know, every time you bitched about the waiter, his tip went up. Just to go above and beyond my tip thing that I had laid down for myself, that there was going to be new tipping rules.
What'd you give him, Fez? And be honest to Jesus.
I gave him 40%.
Holy shit. That's a lot. That's way too much.
And that's because why? The guy was fantastic.
I thought he was the best waiter I've had in years.
You guys have to remember.
You have to go back to BL at Hooters since you've been that happy.
There was also no one there, so he was able to give us primo service. And
you're just saying the service stunk. We said now you're saying it's primo.
No, I'm saying according to you guys, it's primo. But that's because he had nothing
like
else
a guy to come by and tell you to slow down eating.
Oh, because we're so dumb. We don't know what good service is.
Is that what you're saying, Dave?
No, I'm not saying
I'll
that.
fucking drop you. Fudge, you're on Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Hey, buddy boy.
You sound delicious, caller. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Marie. Listen, I'm a chef at a 4-star restaurant.
I got my own radio
New
show
York.
on satellite.
Yeah, well, I'm happy for you, Ron.
Yeah, I'm happy for you.
Listen,
all right? So let's just call this a tie. Let's call it a tie. There's no sense in sitting in here measuring dicks. We're both doing well.
Agree to disagree, you two.
No, we agree. We're both doing well. That's not a problem.
We're great. We're great guys.
Okay.
In a big, big way. Listen, anyway, personally, I like Dave, but I think he's fucking retarded.
Yeah.
And I know about the whole serve from the left, serve from the right thing. I went to culinary school. I work in this restaurant, and I've worked in a lot of real nice restaurants, and that is the industry standard.
Yes.
But when you're in a booth, Dave, you can't really do that. I mean, what do you want? You want the guy to lay across the table, or what?
I think he made an improvisational call, and I appreciated it. I did not want my food traveling under Dave's mug. I don't want it.
It was booth. It was booth-ish. But
no, it was a booth.
We were the back of the booth was up against a wall.
Yeah,
he couldn't get behind
that's why it's a
two
booth.
Customers.
But I thought he did have enough room.
He would have. The only way to serve from the left would be to put that food under your face.
That's fine.
Traveling in front of me. I don't want it. That's swordfish, flown in special. It was so fresh. And thank God, I'd like to say this to Bobby Flay. Thank you for the avocado. The avocado is not used enough on the East Coast. Now, what were you saying, Dave?
I was going to say, all he could do is just formally say, "Excuse me, sir, please sit back." And then I would have sat back, and then he could put the food right over.
No, because it's not some fancy schmancy place. It's great food at a relaxed atmosphere.
$19 for a burger, Mr. B.
A Kobe burger, my friend, and it was $23. That's Kobe meat. That's the price of the meat. It's not they're not. It's not marching up. You spend fucking $10 at the diner.
That cow's coming over from Japan, dressed as a geisha girl.
Those cows are massaged, jacked off, everything to make sure that they're delicious by the time you get to them. Eric, you're on Run Fez.
Hey, Ron. This is really your fault, the way I look at it.
Okay.
You've given what is clearly a less than qualified person, that being Dave, an opportunity to kind of be on the radio and feel important, taking him from the position of waiter, wherever he was.
I've worked for 3 years in radio, but that, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Would you let him speak now? He's not...
Well, point being, if you, Ron, sort of kept him in his place, I think you give him too much sort of leeway. If you, he'd feel more closely related. He'd remember his roots, I guess, is the point.
Here's the problem.
He was...
And I will take some responsibility. Number one, Harry was such a nightmare disaster. As soon as he comes back, of course, he does have his job. But he was a disaster. 2, we said to ourselves, you know what? Let's go for the person who goes after the job the hardest. Dave did. We also wanted to use somebody from ronfez.net. We thought to ourselves, let's use somebody who can connect with the website, who'll keep posting, keep those people up to date. None of that has happened, Fez. The second he's got his job, he turned his back on ronfez.net. And they turned his back on him.
That was supposed to be a plus. He already had those connections made. It wasn't some new guy that nobody knew. It was supposed to be someone who's already pals with everybody we want to be connected with.
Right. We wanted somebody that the hardcores liked. 2, and I do take responsibility for this, but let's face it. I'm the dad, Fez is the mom. Who's doing the spoiling here? I don't think it's coming from the dad. Fez, you've spoiled this kid. Why is he going out eating a Kobe burger? If anything, he should have had his nose pressed up against the window yesterday, watching when Earl's in trouble with me. Earl's the baby from my first marriage, and, we all come together. When Earl's in trouble with me, he gets no food. He goes to bed without dinner yesterday.
I started out yesterday so happy that Eastside Dave drank the puppet water with Kool-Aid. If I had known what else had gone on here, Dave, there wouldn't be another meal the rest of the year.
Earl, what's on the pad data right now?
Dave at lunch.
Change that to Earl's in the doghouse. Followed by... Then after that, Dave's in the doghouse. That pad data should be used all the time. I just got an email from XM.
I update it all the time.
All right, then I'm going to write back to them. You're a bunch of liars. You're a bunch of liars down there in D.C. Earl does everything. Look, now he's trying to type as fast as he can. You're a bunch of liars down there. He does everything.
Signed, Earl Douglas.
Earl, I don't know what happened with you. I do not want to happen with you. Andy, you're on Fez.
Gentlemen, I was thinking perhaps Dave sounds a little bit jealous. Perhaps the waiter was cutting in on his mommy and daddy time, as you had described.
He was jealous because we finally had a waiter that looked like he knew what he was doing, that was comfortable in his own skin. And here's the problem with you, Dave. You're not comfortable being Dave.
No, I mean, yeah, there's definitely his confidence was a little overwhelming. I mean, with the cologne and the slicked back hair.
I smelled no cologne. I thought his hair looked fabulous.
The tie and the good posture. And, accenting every little, there's blueberries and pushy and make sure you put the blueberry sauce on.
Yes, he's teaching us about this wonderful dessert of his. He was proud.
The best way to eat it.
You look like a red-headed, unmade bed that's been pissed in. And you're going to judge him.
Do you have trouble talking to other people? Because Eastside Dave, you totally panicked talking to the waiter. You were so intimidated.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think, I just didn't feel like talking with that gentleman. Maybe it was a waiter thing. I mean, he probably sensed what a good waiter I am, which is why he wanted to make me feel like garbage at the table.
Here's Chris, you're on Fez.
Hey, guys, I have to agree with the previous call about the jealousy, for one. And also, it just sounds like Dave is just doesn't appreciate Fez's generosity yesterday. He just sounds so unhappy.
That's a very good point. At one point, he was complaining about the bread basket not coming back. And I had to turn to him and go, Fez is here to have a pleasant lunch that he has set us up for. A pleasant lunch. We should behave pleasantly.
The one thing I wanted to accomplish with that lunch is just a complete state change of when we walked out of this building yesterday.
There is a lot of stress around here with our show lately.
Yeah.
Where I'm at the point, I'm a fucking race car and I'm redlining right now, Dave. I'm fucking redlining.
All right. I am not familiar with NASCAR terms.
Well, the thing is this, I'm overheating.
Oh.
The last thing you want to do is push me by complaining that the cornbread's a little late. The waiter was nice enough to come over and explain to us why. Because,
Okay.
you know, the time that we get off, it's like a split shift, blah, blah, blah. You wouldn't know that because you're too worried and sweating all over yourself that a human is talking.
Well, I was never. Don't anyone let themselves think I was blaming Fez for that.
I'm saying it brought down Fez's. I'm taking you boys out for an enjoyable meal, and then he hears you complaining about bread. Then that's not going to make him feel like he's, earning his buck back.
That's why, we could have gone to the diner. I didn't want to go to that diner because it was going to be a reminder of this room here and everything that went on yesterday.
Oh.
All right, so what I wanted to do is take us to a brand new place that none of us had been, with something we could look forward to, and be there in a nice, relaxing, just don't think of anything else but this delicious food in front of us atmosphere.
Yeah, okay.
Enjoying each other's company.
Right.
Now
Making small talk.
And be friends again.
And have a four-top with Pat Riley, the waiter, I guess.
See, that makes Fez fucking feel...
No, the meal was awesome.
But you're saying Fez is already paid no matter what happens.
The meal was
You're finding the I didn't even hear you talking about how great that food was, and it was all fantastic.
It was amazing, actually.
And yet, you're talking about the fact of what you weren't happy with. That's the problem.
Your entire meal, I had to ask you if you were enjoying it. The burger, the fries, the frites that came with it.
Well, it was...
You never offered up that you had a good time. And I'm thinking, all right, Fez Marie, why should you possibly go out of pocket to do a team-oriented thing again when all I got was redheaded complaints?
The food
Wouldn't you feel the same way if you were me?
Most likely. How about this? We go out to lunch today on me.
So you top Fez. That's your point.
No.
Your point is I'm going to top you.
All right, well, then everyone can only have salads, so there'll be no way financially for me to top Fez, but at least we'll be eating from a swank restaurant. Any restaurant in town is out on me, including dessert. Okay?
Why just salads?
We're going to have salad and pie.
Where are we going, to fucking bunny house?
No, I will take everyone. We can go right back to the place. And if Pat Riley's there, I will convert with him as nice and polite.
I'm not showing up there at 3:30 every day. Like a fucking regular.
Now he's turned it into Mel's fucking diner.
Yeah, we're just turning it into the other diner. only it's nicer and bigger.
I cannot understand why you can't let Fez have his little fucking moment in the sun.
That is my fault, and I do apologize.
And again,
I
you're trying to
apologize
top
for
him.
everything on yesterday.
And I don't even know if you noticed this, Eastside Dave. To make the day more enjoyable, I got the stick out of my ass and enjoyed some real food, not this stupid diabetic heart diet that I've been on for months now. I had things that I wasn't supposed to eat for basically the first time since my heart attack because I didn't want to bring down the mood.
Fez, you see I had a tear in my eye watching you get fatter and fatter. I loved it. I felt like I might even see a heart attack at the end of this meal.
I felt it.
Brett, you're on Run It Fez.
Well, I'm glad to hear you're happy because there's just been a lot of anger and negativity coming over the airwaves, and I don't know how to handle it.
What are you talking about, Brett?
You sound so angry and bitter all the time.
I am angry and bitter right now.
Well, that's it, but I think you have to think of Fez and his health. You don't want to have to go back to soundboard, Fez, do you? I mean...
Actually, most people are saying that's the best shows we've ever done.
Well, yeah, but...
Why'd you have to bring up the soundboard, Brett?
Well, I had to do something. I just want everybody to be happy. When there's happiness, the customers are happy, the listeners are happy, even XM is happy. Everybody's happy.
Brett, I went out of pocket yesterday to make sure everyone was happy.
All right, Fez, enough of that, okay? It's starting to fucking go too far now. Big fucking deal. Instead of 40, it was 80. Let's not make a fucking huge deal out of it. Why didn't Bronx Johnny go? Oh, yeah, I forgot to sign.
He did go, and then ended up busting tables for some reason.
Al, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Why is it that you keep this Dave around and all he do is bitch, piss, and moan about the entire meal and the waiter and the whole 9 yards, and you leave Earl out in the dark where I don't think Earl would do half the shit that Dave did.
Let me tell you something. If I would have found out the shit that Dave started yesterday, if I found out during the daytime, what I found out at night, he wouldn't have fucking been there with me. Matter of fact, there wouldn't have been any lunch yesterday. There would have been no lunch. I wouldn't have been able to go. I'd have been that fucking frustrated. To me, you're off the rails more than Earl is. Earl and Dave, they're always fuzzy talking about how much time they're here. What are they fucking accomplishing? What are they doing?
That's what I'd love to know, because apparently it's all hours. Mm-hmm. How many times do we hear, I didn't get out of here till 9 o'clock last night. I didn't get out of here till 10 o'clock last night. I've got to see some results.
Bronx Johnny wants to fill me in on what's happening. Bronx Johnny will tell me anything I need to know, Fez.
Bronx Johnny is like truth serum in the staff.
And now that guy from Maryland's acting like I'm always in a bad mood because he doesn't understand what happens.
To be fair, boss, Earl was here Friday. I had to come back to pick something up. He was here, it was about 9-ish.
Yeah.
He was still cutting some stuff.
But is any of it getting on the air, Johnny? That's my question.
That I would have no idea. Him and Dave, they both put in the hours, though.
But what is happening? What do one of those guys say that this got on the air?
We understand they're filling out a timesheet.
That I admire. I love the amount of overtime they both get. But what's happening? I know the Yankee games are being watched.
But what can I put my hands on? What can I touch that's getting accomplished? What can I hear in my headphones? Those are the questions, Bronx Johnny, I need answers for.
Johnny, I wanted you to take the two of them aside and try to find out these things.
I hear you both.
See if this is something either one of them even wants to do anymore.
Maybe instill that Hispanic, that Latino work ethic. That's notorious. Neither one of these guys had to come here on an inner tube from Ecuador.
Here's Rich. Rich, you're on Ron Fez.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Ron, maybe you'll feel better if you get off your chest what Earl and Dave did. Not that I'm being a nosy prick or anything.
Well, Earl's just not following up things that he needs to follow up. His is just standard. Dave's, on the other hand, I guess he's running a fucking gossip column out of here. He's talking about this person and that person from XM. It's getting back to those people, and then they call me and Fezzy. And that's why you're going to make a fucking phone call after the show today, Dave.
And it's something that Dave could have brought up at any point yesterday.
Why didn't you, Dave?
In fact, I didn't find out till night, and then I told Ronnie 2 seconds after I heard it.
Is that right?
Well, there's a carny trying to drown himself, trying to enjoy that.
Yeah. I'm trying to watch carny stuff all night, Dave, while you're, I guess, sleeping. No, you're not answering.
Phil Collins put it best. There's no reply at all.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking last night. It was.
I now remember when I asked Earl to put Earl's in the doghouse. Earl put in Earl's a mutt. People are going to tell me, Earl. They're going to tell me what's happening.
Right now it says tension on the show.
Was that right? See, everything should be a good day. Every day should be a good day. We're going to party with Crankcase this weekend. You were going to sing. You might not be going to this now, Dave, to see all your RonFez.net fans. You might be done after today, as far as I know.
Yeah, Lord knows how that phone call's going to go on the other end.
If I was you, I'd just make monkey noises back and forth, and maybe they'll understand.
Well, what if I am still here? Can I go to the party or no?
Oh, man, it's like a fucking kid, isn't he?
Yeah, just annoying.
Pushing.
What if I get a D instead of an F?
Oh, he gets a D. I fucking know that for a fact.
Then can I go?
He gets a fucking D right in his A.